near Llanover, it's near Abergavenny in Wales, and I get up to clear blue skies. So today I shall get up and I shall head off down to the Monmouth and Brecon Canal, and then attempt to climb up the side of the Brecon Beacons, which is the very edge of the Brecon Beacons here. It's a little bit chilly this morning, but blue skies, fantastic. So, just off down this little lane, we should hit the canal at the bottom. We'll walk down the canal for a few miles and then work myself back round up the hills and back down to the canal a bit further down. Oh, there comes a car up here. There's a very narrow road. As I say, we're just off the main road from Cwmbran to Abergavenny, Llanover, and I think it's a Pentidisesed Coed or something. Never good with names. There's a place called Goit Wharf, which is the other way down the canal, which is got tea rooms in it. It's a place, well, it's a wharf where they used to do the lime and stuff many years ago. That's just a little bit further down the canal, the opposite way to which I'm going. Depending on which way I come off the hills, I can pass through, or if I get one path through the forest, I tend to miss it. We'll find out that later when we're going. So I'm just going to pop down this lane now. I always like this part of Wales, right on the very edge. As I say, we're only a few miles from Abergavenny. There we go. The Monmouthshire and Brecon Canal. Let's get going. I've done this walk a few times. Always liked it in the autumn. The trees, looking for the trees. Very nice. We're walking the dog. There you can follow this basically all the way down to Abergavenny. And it cuts off to the left and it cuts to the right. And you can get onto the Usk alleyway from here as well. Good morning. So when I walked down the Usk, River Usk, it's just a few miles the other way. I didn't see them, but there is supposedly otters. I didn't see them. Well, I say I didn't see it. I seen the flash of the tail. And that was about it. But this is pretty much what we get for this for a few miles. Just a quick snippet That is the countryside just off the canal. As I say, it is grand. I'm going to the boat now, where I left off last time. I just thought, as we've got a window to look out over the countryside before us, it'd be worth putting a bit on. And as I've got you out again, I'll carry on a little bit further. The colours of the beaches, absolutely gorgeous. There's more of the countryside. And then there's the sheep. Yeeps. Jolly well done. This little clip, probably a little shorter, as let's say it is much the same, but certainly very beautiful all the way like this, especially this time of year. I do particularly like doing this walk in the autumn for the colours and the blue skies certainly make it better. So there we go again, right out over there. All these hills are accessible with the footpath systems coming off the canal. I keep repeating myself that the UK gets bashed for a lot of things, but systems of footpaths and access is pretty good for a lot of these places. I know Scotland has got free to roam, but you can go pretty much anywhere as long as it's not cropped land. But the footpath systems that well signposted in this UK, or should be. Some councils are better than others. There we go. But you can usually find your way around without too much trouble. Right, there's the quick snippet, because I don't think it's so splendid an area. I'll have to come back in a bit. Just another mile or so down the canal, and it's just a area that keeps on giving. Going to the nice little bridges. It's a little bit repetitive, but I just think it's such a nice view. I'll keep it coming. To the right of me, we've got the spruce trees there. A bit of a spruce forest down there that goes on a little way. Come to bridge 78. We'll go up the bridge and see what we can see from the top. The view from the top of the little bridge, so through the fair of the spruce, and then back down the fields to the side, and the sunshine that makes everything better. So when I come off the canal, you walk up the side of the Brecons is up a farm lane. It's not a track, cars use it. It's very steep, so I probably wouldn't be filming too much there. We'll wait until we get to the top. Start then coming off the road and into the track. across the top of the edge of the Brecons and back down. Again, the hills in the distance, the trees. So, we've got to start work until 1600 today, so started away around just after 9 o'clock. We've got all day to wander about. A better view of where we're going to be heading to after we leave the canal. The top there, and back again. As you can see, a bit of open country there. That's the main Abergavenny road, so you're never far away from the road even. So it's coming down again, still on the canal at the moment. That's where we've come from, the sunshine. 3 beds. We'll be turning off in a little while. But, countryside all around it here in Abergavenny. It's well worth visiting. I say over there is the Usk Valley, where the River Usk goes into Usk itself. There is a little castle in Usk, which one time you could wander around, as you liked. And as it's in a private garden now. It was a private garden then, I suspect, but the owners have changed. If you wish to visit it, you have to book, and then I think they ask a little deposit to keep for the upkeep of the grass around. But yeah, it's a nice little ruined castle. Plenty to do in Usk, some nice pubs. Quaint little Welsh town, as I say. And you've got Abergavenny, which probably had one of the best Chinese meals we've ever had there. It's very nice. Pubs are good. There's a Michelin-starred Indian restaurant. I think it was the King's Head. They have a big restaurant up in London, and the guy who owns it, Indian guy, I'm sure it's the King's Head, brought the pub and opened a Indian restaurant there, which is very good. Specialises, I think, if I remember rightly, in northern Indian cuisine up towards Nepal and that area in the Himalayas. And there's a little house with its own little boat shed that obviously the boats won't come out now. And the hills in the distance again. Hello, dog. Hello. Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, good.
What a beautiful bit of weather.
It's grand, isn't it? Grand. Yeah, there's a farmland for the other side. Farmhouse tucked away. Finally finished my tricky bit down the canal. And I'll start going up, start climbing up the side of the Brecons. And there's some mallards. And there's another boat. Excuse me. I was wondering about staying on this all the way to Abergavenny and then just walking the canal and then walking back, but I haven't stretched my legs on a hill for a week or two. I dropped the coin, and the hills it was the original plan will be stuck to. As I say, I've been enjoying this walk down the canal. I was debating whether to go all the way down it as far as I can. But, we might change the destination when we get to the top of the hill and come back via Gort Wharf and come back. But I'll see that later. There's a little boat. Make sure I shut my pockets up because I think my coat will be coming off shortly. And as my little rucksack's broke, which I need to get myself another one. I'll have to tie it on. Right. Say goodbye to the canal. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the very edge of Wales. Beautiful. And that is where we're heading. And there's the Beacons badge. That's the last view of the canal for a while. That's where we're going up there. That's where we've come from. That's what we've been looking to. And we'll go up the hill. Right. This is the little lane that takes you to the top of the Beacons, Brecon Beacons. It's steepish at the moment, but it does get a lot steeper, so I thought I'll show you the height of these hedges. There's my... I'm 5'10", so the... I'm 5'9" now because I'm shrinking. The hedges are somewhat 7 foot tall. Quite reminiscent of the Cornish hedges, because these seem to be very solid at the bottom. There's the stones at the bottom, earth, and then the hedges on top. This bit I'm in at the moment is more like 10 foot tall. I have to apologise for the heavy breathing. It's making me work. As I say, let's have a view back. As I say, the hills don't look so tall now because I'm starting to join them. As you say, there is various paths you can go down. I just have never walked down this, so I'm going to have a quick jolly and have a look, see what view we got down here. As you say, a little bit restricted in the roadway, but that without the 6 to 7 foot hedges is what we'd see doing the climb. Let's get back on track. Let's get to the bit now where the hedges have come down. as the road is getting steeper. Let's get to the top of this little incline. See what else? Back with the beaches. Whew. Need to get out a bit more. I'd say this year I haven't really got out as much as I should. Started off, basically, if you remember, there wasn't a dry week from January to May, I don't think. Everything dried out, everywhere was sodden, and then, must admit, I do get out the habit, but here we go. Let's have another look at the countryside. This is one of my favourite things to do in the winter. Is possibly keep off the fields, especially on our edge of Leicestershire, which is mostly arable. It gets very muddy, so I tend to choose walks down the lanes. Sometimes they're crisscross on the grass, which isn't so bad, but just over 3/4 of the way up the hill, and I just stopped at a little sign, a little footpath. Stop, climbed over the fence, through the trees, and this is the view that it gave me. Keep going back to Angela and her favourite saying of absolutely stunning. The whole world's in your hand. The whole world is your oyster, as they say. There's a little footpath I've just climbed over. My path leads me on and up. It'll just stay with me for a while. I'll try not to breathe too hard. There we are, Llanover, 2.5 kilometres. I really must one day actually try some of these footpaths off the lane. I do particularly like this walk I'm doing. Maybe another day. That's where we've come, and that's where we're going. Still going up and up and up. It's not me long to start panting and puffing. I'll give it a few more minutes and see if we can find anything of another view. And if not, I'll put my hands on my hips and push on. Say, and the sunshine coming through the trees in the back. Let's take it up here. And leave this where it is. Another little cottage that's been done up since I was last there. You can never see that before. It was all brackens and trees. That's an Airbnb. There you go. Nice place to be. Keeping in it. Be nice if you could have swayed through the trees, get a view down the valley. Right. So on that, I keep saying that, but on that, we'll